their service sector. Those, the tech stuff, they're all service sectors. They export them, and they have a trade surplus with the service sector. So they look at this thing. This is what you call dumbness. Actually, I think I'm getting a bit. I mean, I'm going to put and talk about this, but I think it'll be probably not talk about this dumbness, because the dumbness, when you talk about dumbness, you try to argue about dumb stuff, you end up being dumb yourself. I don't want to make myself dumber arguing about dumbness stuff. But the US imports massive volumes of goods.
Overall trade surplus with Ireland of 93 billion euros. So using Trump's logic, Ireland should be putting tariffs on the United States. But of course, they just took a number from the European Union, they slap it all in. So what I'm telling you is, from the very start, this project had nothing to do with tariffs. It has nothing to do with reciprocal tariffs. It was an attempt by the Trump people to get money, not from other countries, but to get money from American consumers and manufacturers and from farmers who would have to pay the tariffs. See, that was the strange thing. They weren't even getting money from China or the EU or whatever. They were taking it off of Americans and presenting it as a great victory against all these other countries. I mean, at 9:37 a.m. Washington time on Wednesday, Donald Trump goes on social media and says, now is a good time to buy. Now is a great time to buy DJT, okay, in all caps. There's an important backdrop to this. We now know that it appears that Trump made his decision that he would have to pull back on the tariffs, in part because of pressure from Republican senators, some of whom had been on Fox TV the previous night to tell him to back down, in part because of pressure from his own donors, including the billionaire like Bill Ackman, in part because other governments are telling him this is not working. But we know that in part because at 8 o'clock on Wednesday morning, he watched Fox TV, and a guy named Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan, who's one of the gurus of Wall Street, said, if you keep pressing on with these tariffs, you're going to get yourselves into a serious recession. At 8 a.m., 9:37 a.m. Now, we can't be certain that he had decided for sure to pull the tariffs back, but he goes, a tweet said in all caps. Now remember, now would be a great time to buy DJT. He usually does not sign his tweets on Truth Social DJT. What is DJT? DJT is the three-letter label for Donald Trump's media company on the NASDAQ stock exchange, 937. The decision